Alright lads, so continuing on with our series of using the best and worst character in any given attribute. For today's video, we're here to highlight the technique attribute and compare the worst and best character's playtime and see how big of a difference it actually is when a character releases basically 7 years apart. And of course, it shouldn't come as a surprise that the best character to use here, at least when it comes to the technique attribute, is of course going to be the new and renewed version of Quincy Ichigo, an amazing character and a great addition to the game to the technique attribute, taking the crown as the best tech character, many just due to his unreal damage output, right? He was the first of the now 2 characters in the game that have both Frenzy +2 and also the SP boost, right? And that allows his damage just to be super high. And in this particular character's case, with weakening and drone on every attack, with the increased chance to do so, and a great set of strong attacks, this character does not struggle to clear any type of content, and he looks cool while doing it too. Let's let that soul bomb go off. Absolutely beautiful, super easy clear time despite us not even having killer here. This character realistically doesn't care about killer, but he does have 2 good ones. In that case though, a 39-second clear time, really good clear time for a character like this. Could be faster if we had killer effects, but regardless, 39 is still on the higher sides. And that's essentially what it looks like when you're using the best character in the technique attribute. A stacked attribute, but now let's see what the worst character in the attribute looks like. And for the worst technique character in the game, we chose to go with the Frenzy Toshiro that we got for free a couple years back. Not even a good link. And this character, what are we doing here? What are these terrible strong attacks? And look at this nat string. It's super slow. Now, the skills this character have are basically just nothing. He has Blast Zone, so our soul bomb has more range to it, and we have no Frenzy +1. So damage output on our strong attacks is quite poor. We did go with an SP build. Technically, we could have went with like a hybrid build because that would have worked. But I instead chose to go with recharge links just so we could spam our strong attacks. He is SP level 10, T20 by the way. Let's keep that in mind. We did actually level up this character. But yeah, the range on these are atrocious. I'm kind of curious now. Does he have worse strong attacks compared to the other Bankai Toshiros? Because we do have a few other free Bankai Toshiros. There's a free one in the speed attribute and also the power attribute. The speed one being a meta exchange, power being a free character we got around Christmas time a few years back, and then this one being the frenzy character. So I have no idea if they're just copying their strong attacks, or if this one has intentionally just worse ones because he was, I guess, made to be free. And we have no killer here too, so it's even worse. But I mean, so far it hasn't been too bad, right? We're just going through it slowly. Quincy enemies innately aren't really much of a struggle. And with the long shot, we don't have to worry about taking any hits. SA3 feeling mighty powerful, I must say. Being able to kill, what, 2 enemies with that? Not too bad. Lunge has great distance to it. Oh, my dude. Hey, but hey, listen. We have like... Hey, I think we have like 2 more rooms. And we haven't been paralyzed yet, which is pretty good. But yeah, look at this nat string. The nat string just feels so slow. Maybe in gameplay, it doesn't look too bad, the nat string. But actually using it, like... it just feels so slow and outdated. My God. And even visually, to be fair, this character looks atrocious. In terms of the model caliber, we've definitely gotten better with the visuals for a Bankai Toshiro. But then the attacks too are just like simple, just ice attacks. They don't even look that impressive. All right, these lads go down. We're getting there. We're getting there. Can we use our soul bomb here? Oh, we are allowed to. Let's use the soul bomb. We do have Blast Zone, which is a very rare skill. It increases our range on our soul bomb by like, what, 10%? That was a weird after effect of the soul bomb. Really didn't do much there, just blocked our screen. But it is helping us get through it a tad bit faster. This should be the last wave. All right, SA1 goes off. There we go. Into the final room. Uryu, let's have it, lad. Toshiro, put the man down. How much damage you do on our soul bomb? Or strong attacks? Decent damage. Let's use the soul bomb once more. Again, super outdated soul bomb too. Like, just goes to show how great the animations I've gotten since, you know, year 1 of the game to now currently. Animations nowadays are very smooth, well animated. Back then, it was just a character standing still, a few ice pillars. Toshiro, BIT, in this case, in 3 minutes and 17 seconds. So that's what happens when you take the worst and best character. The best character in the technique attribute is going to clear in just under 40 seconds, whereas the worst character, if you do work on them, get them to level 10 SP, T20 link shots, they're going to clear in just 3 minutes time. If we compare it to the other characters we've done, let's say the Power Orihime, for example, who's also a frenzy character, so power level, they should be very similar. We didn't work on her, and we got a 17-minute clear time. So it looks like if you do actually work on your characters, at least in this particular case, a very bad example of that, you're cutting like 15 minutes worth of clear time if you work on your characters. So this might not be the best example of it, but it is an example nonetheless to work on your characters if you want to have a more fun and enjoyable time with said characters. With that said though, that was the technique attribute done. As of right now, we have the speed attribute next. We're going to upload that next week, and then we're going to spice it up. Instead of doing best and worst attributes, we might do best and worst Ichigo. Best best and worst character of the year, for example. We'll see how it goes when the time does come, but hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.